Burlington, well, of course, and as I say, in the 30s, we had trolleys, and they went up and down Church Street, and they went up and down Pearl Street, and they went up and down Main Street. So then they decided to get rid of them, and so they burned one of them in front of the Hotel Vermont. Perfectly good trolley car, and they burned it. Buses then replaced the trolleys here in Burlington, and they did a very good job. The drivers were always dressed in uniform.
Back then, virtually 100% of the retail was done downtown.
Yeah, I would say in the 30s, when your folks had everything occupied. There were beauty shops, barber shops, restaurants, clothing departments, very luxurious to have a small town like Burlington.
One of the things that I remember about Church Street growing up was that you could get everything that you needed on Church Street.
Hager Hardware was here.
Yep.
Yeah, Courier's was here. Lewis Pine was here.
Yep.
Those were all ladies' stores, ladies' clothing.
Yep.
Montgomery Ward was here.
Yep.
W.T. Grant was here.
In all the 5 and dime stores.
Oh yeah, Woolworth Kresge. Yeah.
Fishman's was another one
yeah,
that I
Fishman.
remember.
Yeah, Fishman's was here. Down the corner where Lunig's was a Schulte's cigar store, and I could buy a shirt for $1.25. And they sold cigars, of course. And then the Shoe Fix was right next door to Schulte's, where Abraham's there. And a guy would have his chair out on Church Street, and you could get your shoes shine. Where Von Bargen is now was Western Union. And then, of course, the Chittenden Bank was there. And then on the corner was McAuliffe's paper and office stuff.
Right. One of the great things about McAuliffe's was that they had this pneumatic tube system. For that's how you paid. They had one cashier upstairs or downstairs somewhere. You go in and you would buy a book, and the money and the bill would go in the pneumatic tube and shoot off into somewhere, and then it would come back with the change.
Exactly. Yeah, that was everywhere. That was started as a fire station. Yes. It was built for one.
Yep.
And then that ended, and then the police took it over, and the police were there. And where those 2 big windows are is where the police cars came out, and the police cars were parked there, inside the building.
Park Cafe and the Black Cat were the 2 top restaurants, right?
Yeah.
And then there were the diners, Henry's and the Oasis.
Don't forget Carl Hill's Dinette. Or I could get a full course meal for 75 cents. That included usually roast pork and some mashed potatoes and a vegetable and chocolate cupcake and a cup of coffee. Now 75 cents is just part of a down payment on a cup of coffee.
The A&W was a counter service. There were no tables, as I recall.
No, that's right.
A big counter that sort of wound around inside the building. But it was the same food that you'd get at the A&W down on Shelburne Road. Steamed hot dogs and root beer floats. So everything that you needed was on
right
Church
here.
Street.
Yeah. These 2 teachers from New York City come up here in the woods where the woodchucks are and everything. And let's make ice cream. Oh my God, they've had ice cream for 100 and some odd years. So Ben was on the corner of College and St. Paul, where the used to be SO gas station. Well, he was creative. In where the office was, he put a wood-burning stove, and that would burn wood with white smoke. So he put a big, giant cup and saucer on the roof, and the smoke would come up through, and it would look like it was a steaming cup of coffee, you see. And Ben would come out from where they used to grease the cars. The lift was there, and he was out there, and he was making soup or something, So Martin Gold and I'd come down and have an ice cream cone. We said, how can it go anywhere, I thought it would be nice to have a joke store. because I think life generally is kind of humorous. And I didn't know what you sold for a joke store. And, well, you sell a lot of things for a joke store. Dog manure and rubber chickens and snakes. It's anything to be ridiculous. I had it. I was the only one that sold $5 cards. These cards are about 3 feet long.
Yep.
And it was an image of a hippopotamus. And you know how lovely looking they are with their mouth open and everything. And in where their mouth was, it would say, "I love you." And love was WUV. And the guys thought those were great. It's almost absurd the way I see a lot of things in life. It's so ridiculous that it's funny. And if you do have a kind of a temperament or whatever you might call it, of looking at things in a humorous way, you live longer.